The United States government has already given the go-ahead for large banks to enter the cryptocurrency market. What is preventing them from? What is it that is preventing them from moving forward? Today's video is going to be dedicated to discussing that topic. I am also going to provide you with a great deal of information on the amount of time that these financial institutions will require in order to truly establish themselves in the blockchain area. Alternatively, do they establish partnerships with Fireblocks or Ripple in order to provide crypto services to their clientele? I have all of the information that you look for in this video clip. Let's begin by gaining a clearer understanding of what the regulators have said up to this point. Hey, my name is Jerome Powell. He serves as the chair of the Federal Reserve of the United States of America. The banks do come to him with questions because he possesses a great deal of authority and a great deal of persuasion. I'll go ahead and play what he said without further ado. The footage is 18 seconds long. This is extremely obvious. It is therefore not a problem for banks to offer financial services to cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency sector, or cryptocurrency enterprises. Additionally, financial institutions are allowed to engage in crypto-related activities so long as they do so in a manner that is, as you would say, protective of the safety and soundness of the system. All right, Jerome, I'm like what I'm hearing, my buddy. I'm impressed. That is a significant shift. You should realize that Jerome Powell 2024 is a very different person from Jerome Powell 2025, but I enjoy the new appearance, sir. This new appearance is one that I enjoy. Not a problem. As for the OCC, here it is. It is important to recall that under the first administration of Donald Trump, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, was led by Brian Brooks, who was a very fascinating individual. Over 50 million people in the United States of America own some sort of cryptocurrency. Rather from being a passing fad, the digitization of financial services is a shift that is taking place. We at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency have determined that national banks and federal savings organizations are permitted to participate in some cryptocurrency operations in a responsible manner in order to better serve their clients. Banks that are regulated by the OCC may offer custody services, which may include the safeguarding and secure storage of digital assets and cryptocurrencies, including other digital assets, for the benefit of their clients in every way. At the behest of their customers, the financial institutions that we oversee are also able to buy and sell bitcoins that they have in custody. In addition, these financial institutions could offer other custody services to their customers, such as record keeping, tax preparation, or reporting services. In order to offer the same services, OCC institutions may make use of a sub-custodian, provided that they adhere to the proper third-party risk management measures. While it is true that banks and their third parties may engage in a variety of activities related to cryptocurrencies and digital assets, I would like to make it abundantly clear that the OCC anticipates that these operations will be carried out in a secure and reliable manner, as well as in accordance with the laws that are relevant. That's okay, you understand that. After that, Paul Atkins asserts that individuals have the right to exercise self-custody. It's not quite necessary for me to play this for 41 seconds, but I think you get what I'm trying to convey to you here, don't you? It includes all of the regulators in the entire space are arguing that cryptocurrency is not going away and that it is undergoing a metamorphosis. If Jerome Powell is correct in his assertion that banks are permitted to provide crypto services and custody, then what does this imply for banks? In other words, what exactly does that imply? What are their options? It is now the case. When Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, says that banks are permitted to offer crypto services and custody, he is elaborating on the fact that banks that are supervised by the Federal Reserve are permitted to participate in these activities so long as they are able to effectively manage the risks that are connected with them and conduct their operations in a secure and reliable way. Consequently, this does not imply that all financial institutions are obligated to support the provision of these services. Rather, it means that they are authorized to do so within the frameworks that are already in place, provided that they continue to maintain robust risk management and compliance standards. In addition to that, it discusses an authorization to proceed. It is now plainly permissible for financial institutions to provide services linked to cryptocurrency, including custody services, execution of cryptocurrency trades at the direction of customers, and other services related to cryptocurrency, provided that they comply with the relevant laws and maintain safe and sound banking practices. It states that any previous approval is not required. As a result of recent regulatory revisions from organizations like as the FDIC and the OCC, financial institutions no longer require prior clearance in order to participate in activities linked to cryptocurrency that are permitted. As an illustration, the OCC has attested to the fact that national banks are able to offer services related to the custody and execution of cryptocurrencies, including through third parties. Additionally, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation (FDIC) has removed the restriction that crypto operations require prior notification. Additionally, it discusses the need of risk management and making regulations clear instead of whole new legislation. It also mentions the elimination of accounting obstacles. There are a few things that banks are capable of doing in this situation. However, this is not the case, and we have not yet witnessed a significant movement from banks. I also believe that it is because of regulations. It seems that banks are quite concerned about ensuring that what they are doing is appropriate. Indeed, they are receiving verbal okay from regulators, and certainly they are receiving approval from them. Nonetheless, banks are exercising extreme caution. You should realize that they are always considering taking risks. Ripple is making progress toward being a bank, and I believe that regulation is what they are truly waiting for. However, let's play this game to better understand what they are doing next. At the present time, we are witnessing an expanding number of financial institutions all throughout the area searching for core digital asset infrastructure. Additionally, they are aware that in order to be ready for a new wave of tokenized assets, they want a custody solution that is not just safe but also scalable and inventive. Ripple Custody is a solution that is bank-grade and capable of being customized. It offers the greatest possible level of security and compliance requirements that the industry anticipates. Ripple provides digital asset infrastructure that may assist businesses in gaining a competitive edge and expanding their client base. This infrastructure can be utilized by financial institutions as well as cryptocurrency exchanges. Furthermore, financial institutions are aware that they are collaborating with a firm that they can rely on when they deal with Ripple. First and foremost, we are the supplier. On that screen, you can view the blocks that are part of the Xrp ledger, the supplier of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions, with more than 10 years of expertise in the respective industry. The arrival of the future of finance is not tomorrow, rather it is already here today. Ripple will put you at the forefront of the situation. It is important that you comprehend the fact that Ripple has been operating in this industry for more than a decade. They have succeeded in establishing an impressive clientele. At this point, Ripple is in a position to return to their client base and inform them that regulation is on the way for cryptocurrency services. Where do you intend to go? What exactly are you planning to do? What do you estimate the amount of time would be required for banks to complete this task if they were to do it themselves? As it happens, I have the solution for you. Offshore, I am aware of the solution to your problem. Go ahead and have a better understanding of this, shall we? I wanted to know how long it will take for a company like Bank of America to develop their own blockchain services. What is the answer to my question? In order to implement these solutions, would it be simpler to form a partnership with Ripple Custody? The following is what it stated about the building. Beginning from scratch with blockchain or digital asset custody services is a challenging endeavor. This requires a significant amount of resources, and it is handled for huge institutions such as Bank of America. The following is a discussion of the expected dates and considerations for both in-house development and working with a provider such as Ripple Custody on the development of the system. In addition to the procedures and timing, initial research, strategy alignment, regulatory evaluation, and internal approvals, feasibility and planning for 3 to 12 months are also included. As a result, it is stated that this phase may take a considerable amount of time owing to the size of the bank and the regulatory monitoring. Let's say you find yourself in a bank that is worth many trillions of dollars, such as Bank of America. You are comprised of several layers of individuals, and I have no doubt that individuals would come together and devise a strategy for the layers that are either of a lesser or medium size. And then once they have this plan and have done all of this research and other things, they would go into a meeting with the higher-ups, the people who make decisions, and they would present them the plan and say, hey, this is what we want to do. Yes, yes and no. They would then return and they would be required to make repairs to various things, and the procedure requires a significant amount of time. When it comes to these establishments, nothing happens quickly. There is a reason why they move at such a sluggish pace. These 3 to 12 months might be considered this phase. A further 12 to 24 months may be required for the development and testing. This phase is extremely flexible depending on the complexity of the use case, which might be either payments or custodial settlements. Therefore, the initial phase involves constructing the fundamental blockchain infrastructure